honor and glory through battle. That is what all Helldivers wish for, even if it kills them. The Creek, Calypso, Super Earth, Oshaune, Cyberstan. Today, I have summoned divers who have fought in those battles and made history. Today, we are discussing why moments like these are an integral part of the Helldivers community. Let's go ahead and meet our guests. We will have one guest per battle, and each battle will go in canonical order.
Alright. Hello everyone, I am Lord Jemru, or aka McQuackencock on my field name, and I am a part of the D.EU, and I have joined at the recommendation of a co-worker friend. Today I will be discussing the Battle of Malevelon Creek with C4 here.
How long did you participate in the battle?
Ooh. Since near day one. I believe I got the game 2 days after release, and I remember the first two planets I dove on, both bots and bugs. On bugs, it was Angel's Venture, may that planet rest in peace, my homeworld, and Malevelon Creek. So yeah, it does have a special place in my heart, and I have been diving on and off there until Malevelon Creek Day, which I believe is like April 4th. So yeah, between that time period, yeah, I've been diving on that planet ever since.
What is the most memorable moment from that battle?
Oh, it has to be a clip I have saved, and I'll share it with you after the interview. But it was when we, aka my friends, first started the game. It was just like getting launched by an explosion like halfway across the map and into the out of bounds territory for a traitor barrage to kill me. That was, yeah. First time seeing that, yeah, that was fucking hilarious to see. Can I curse? Okay, lovely. But yeah, I'll share it with you. Actually, better yet, I'll drop it now, and you'll see what I mean.
What is it about those battles that you believe brings the community together?
I would say it's a group effort. Definitely the group effort, kind of spectacle where everyone, or mostly everyone, comes together for a joint effort in achieving a common goal, and of course, cementing yourself in the game's lore. I think that's what really brings the people together about this game, and of course these battles.
Out of the battles listed, which one was the most impactful to the community as a whole?
Ooh, in my opinion, I have two answers regarding that. The Creek, but also Meridia. The Creek because it garnered, of course, the nickname Space Vietnam by the community, and like the planet does hold reverence with said community regarding this. But the first impactful battle or major battle that I think has happened, it would be Meridia. Without a doubt, Meridia. Cultural, Creek, but as for Meridia, the consequences we could have seen if we failed Meridia would have been catastrophic. And here's me being a tinfoil hat conspiracy at the moment. I feel like the gloom would have originated from Meridia if we didn't destroy the planet. The black hole event, though, it was confirmed if we failed Meridia, it would have been more Adesh. That part I do know. So yeah, if we failed Meridia, I think we would be seeing a completely different bug side of the map.
What makes battles like that different from the battles we get with the average major order?
I guess it's the semblance of we're controlling the lore with these outcomes of said battles, because sometimes the MO is literal filler and it's just defend here, do this, yada yada yada, but these battles, they mean something. They are like a turning point in the game. And as for like let's say Oshaune or Meridia, we did get like capes, we did get something like different on the map, something that showed our impact. So yeah.
What battle do you hope takes place next? I.e., return to Cyberstan, into the gloom, or into the void?
Okay, 2 answers. Round 2, Cyberstan. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Come on, round 2. I didn't hear no bell. Get us back in there, Joel. I heard no fucking bell. Guess FTL jump me into the planet right now. But serious answer, Void. That has to be the next major battle, but the question is, is it going to lead up to it? Because right now, as we speak, I believe Keed is falling under an exostorm, and the void is ever so expanding. The question is, how do we enter it? But as today's MO drop, we might see a another major bot battle with their own little DSS. That would be interesting to see.
I am Helldiver Maverick. I am a fire safety officer. My ship is the SCS Hammer of Dawn, and I will be talking with y'all about the battle for Meridia.
Alright, so we're going to go on into question 1. How long did you participate in the battle?
When I had my Steam account, I was here for all of it, so I was there for the entire Battle of Meridia, from the beginning to the end.
Alright. What is the most memorable moment from that battle?
I remember diving in with my fellow Helldivers on your standard D5s, D6, and just kicking ass, showing the bugs who's boss, and just having a good time, having fun, collecting that good old E711 or 710 as it was called back then.
All right. Question 3. What about those battles that you believe brings the community together?
It gives us a sense of purpose. It gives us Helldivers a goal to strive for and to band together amongst all the factions, whether you're a bot diver, a bug diver, those are the only two that we had at the time. We only had the bots and the bugs. And I felt like it brought us together a lot, despite what normal Helldivers would do. They would go to their own planets, fight for them, and that's what I feel like these battles do for us.
Out of the battles listed, which one was the most impactful to the community as a whole?
So we're talking about from the Creek to Cyberstan?
Yeah.
I would say the invasion of Super Earth. When the Illuminate touched down and killed our president of Super Earth, I feel like we banded as a community as a whole to fight them off towards the end. Even though we were losing, we ended up showing them that humanity can rise again despite all odds. And we pushed them off our planet and pretty much spit in their faces, daring them to try that again.
I like that answer. I like that answer a lot. Question 5. What makes the battles like that different from battles that we get with average major orders?
So that goes with the answer I gave for question 3. When we get our standard major orders, it's kind of optional. It's kind of like, they're pretty easy compared to these big battles such as Malevelon Creek, Cyberstan, Oshaune, Meridia. Like, when we get a major order, most Helldivers are just like, yeah, let's go fight this. But, we have our other Helldivers that are like, we're going to continue fighting for our planet. The other Helldivers got this. But then when we get one of these big battles, everyone's just like, oh, shit, we got to go claim this for Super Earth. We got to win. We got to fight with our last dying breath for these specific battles. That's what I saw during all these battles from Malevelon Creek to the Stand.
All right. Final question. What battle do you hope takes place next? I.e., return to Cyberstan, return to the Gloom, or into the Void?
Well, from what I've seen from intel, that a lot of the factions are making a push towards Super Earth, like a heavy push. The automatons and the cyborgs, the Illuminate, and the Terminids. So my feeling is we're going to get another invasion of Super Earth if we don't pull our shit together and make sure that we complete these campaigns to the best of our abilities. Otherwise, we're going to get another invasion, and it's not going to be fun fighting all 3 factions at once. I have high hopes for us, what are we called? Us divers who know how to adapt, us adaptable Helldivers who don't stick to the meta loadouts, who use, the bad weapons that people don't really like, and know how to kick ass with them. Because this will prove a challenge for us, as with all the meta divers, the glazed divers, they're gonna have a hard time because, they have a meta that works with one faction. They don't have a meta that works with all 3. As with us adaptable divers, we're gonna find that meta first. We're gonna find the perfect thing to fight all 3 factions at once. But back to the question of what battle I would like to see next. I feel like it's a tie between pushing back to the Stand, to Cyberstan, or trying to contain the Terminids once again. So that's what I would like to see happen. Hopefully Stand overall, but I would be fine with pushing the Terminids back into a little corner of the map.
Alright, for the sake of being able to get all battles covered, we are going to be interviewing Helldiver Maverick for the Battle of Calypso, as he is willing to speak about it again when I could not find anyone else to aid in this recording. So, Maverick, go ahead and give your introduction again, and then state the battle that you will be talking about.
Hello, Helldiver Maverick, once again with y'all. The Helldiver of the SCS Hammer of Dawn. And I was here for the entirety of Calypso as well on my Steam account, which I am currently on my Xbox account. But for question...
we'll go ahead and jump into question 1. You stated that you participated in the full battle, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I was here for the beginning and the end of the battle.
Alright, we'll go ahead and move on to question 2 then. What is the most memorable moment from that battle?
So since I am a veteran of the First Galactic War, some odd century ago or whatnot, I was thrilled to see that the Illumina have made a comeback, but at the same time dreading that they came back because, I mean, another faction, another strategy to put together to fight them and everything. Couldn't rely upon my standard strategies to take them out. And I was just liking a new enemy to fight. They were tough at first, but then once I got the hang of them, realized that the Stalwart was like one of the best weapons to use against them and everything. To kill all the Voteless and the Overseers, I started implementing that in my standard loadout against the Illuminate.
I'm Blocked Ghost. I'm speaking for Pataka, founder of the GDIP unit, allied faction of the DIU, and telling him experience of the Battle of Super Earth. Okay, how long did you participate in the battle? From the moment that it started until it ended. What is the most memorable moment from that battle? Well, one moment I remember was the first appearance of the CF. Okay, what is it about those battles that you believe brings the community together? The importance of the battle differs between the two. Super Earth was an event with a huge number of new mechanics, and its social impact was already massive. I mean, it's Super Earth. How could you not go defend Super Earth? Out of the battles list, which one was the most impactful to the community as a whole? Super Earth, Cyberstan, or Oshaune are the most important in that order. I love my cape for defending Super Earth. Okay. Question number 5. What makes battles like that different from the battles we get with average major orders? As I said before, facing a random planet isn't the same as defending Super Earth. The stakes are high, since losing Super Earth will be a huge deal. Finally, personally, I love to see a battle against the Terminators or the Illuminati return. I wouldn't want another one against the bots, since the Cyberstan campaign was recent and, in my opinion, a somewhat boring front.
Yes, my name is Necron Gallos, or in roleplay-wise, Gallos Galand. I am the... what's the word? I'm the flight director, the guy in charge of all the vehicles and in charge of the mobile operations units of the DIU, and I also hold the position of the head engineer of the DIU as a whole. I am here to talk to you all about Oshaune.
How long did you participate in the battle?
I was one of the first ODST divers to land on Oshaune. After basic training was pretty quick after that, or before that, and just in the battle itself, I stayed till the mission was over, so we needed to move on. It was a decent fight, but we gave those bugs what for.
What is the most memorable moment from that battle?
There was this one level 10 mission where me and a squad of my fellows were sent to complete a few missions inside the hives and inside the caves of these bugs. And one of the side missions was raising the banner, raising our one true flag. We ultimately succeeded. It was one hell of a fight of a bunch of backpack hell bombs and one man staying behind to raise the flag while the rest of us were able to extract. So, 3 of us got out of that mission alive. Well, one sacrificed himself for the flag to make sure it stayed up.
What is it about those battles that you believe brings the community together?
These battles prove to us, no matter what generation of Helldiver, be it Xbox diver, Steam/Sony diver, or H1 divers, we all ultimately fight for a cause worth dying for. Super Earth.
Out of the battles listed, which one was the most impactful to the community as a whole?
All of them were impactful, from Oshaune to Cyberstan, from Super Earth, but in my opinion, it was Cyberstan. Cyberstan had a lot of impact. It showed all the divers, no matter the background, that each of us were willing to die and drop for something as small as a loss or a win, or even a squad of Seaf units. They are our brothers, and we will die for our brothers and sisters. And it showed us that we still have the heart to keep fighting the good fight.
What makes battles like that different from the battles we get with the average major order?
Oshaune and Cyberstan gave us challenges and gave our groups something to fight for. Be it diving into the depths of the hive worlds, or being as a fresh-faced ODST diver, or fighting back-to-back with my fellow soldier, fighting as men and as brothers, either for the first time or the last time on Cyberstan. It ultimately gives us stories of great victories, great defeats, only expanded upon by those stories told.
What battle do you hope takes place next? I.e., return to Cyberstan, into the gloom, or into the void?
I personally want to return to Cyberstan. I may or may not have a plan to use the automaton blood and a Zippo lighter to light the planet on fire and give us a fourth fire planet.
Okay, I am Ghost Clan Gaming. My faction is the 1204th. I co-own the 141st with Wolf. And my rank is Fleet Admiral, level 61. The battle I'll be covering for C4 is Cyberstan.
How long did you participate in the battle?
I started the battle around day 2, when we first launched onto the beaches, basically. I was only able to fight for like 3 or 4 days, because family and real life stuff was going on, but I found it kind of fun.
What is the most memorable moment from that battle?
Well, the most memorable moment on the battle had to be when I was in the Commissar Kai's Discord. I was playing with a squad of people, and we were using the tank, which was new at the time, and we drove over a car and got launched into the atmosphere and somehow sniped a Vox engine from like 300 feet in the air.
What is it about those battles that you believe brings the community together?
It's because they're good on story points, and they help rally the community to bring us together to capture a planet, in my opinion.
Out of the battles listed, which one was the most impactful to the community as a whole?
Well, in my opinion, honestly, Cyberstan was the most impactful, as it's the only one we ever lost.
What makes battles like that different from the battles we get with the average major order?
Well, the big difference is, well, I don't know if we got these on the other planets, but look at Cyberstan. Overhead, you could see these the SEAF fighter jets that aren't the same as Eagle 1. They were like jets, and that's where we first got our look at the bomber plane. That's when we first got the commando missions. It makes it a big difference. If it wasn't for that battle, we wouldn't have some of the mission types we have. We wouldn't know what some of these newer planes look like, and, well, there wouldn't have been the big whole thing with the SEAF and stuff.
What battle do you hope takes place next? I.e., return to Cyberstan, into the gloom, or into the void?
Well, to be honest, I feel like the bots are trying to take Yed Prior, so I want to teach them that they cannot just take Yed Prior, K, and Mox from us. We should march back to Cyberstan and take that planet from them, and then march to the void.
History is made every day in the Helldivers universe and in the Helldivers community. Even small squad fights can become massive stories shared amongst groups. These things should be shared, and all of them should be shown the same respect. So get out there, make history, and come back to tell us the tale of how you did it. Leave your best war story down in the comments below. Thank you to everyone who participated, and thank you, loyal viewers. And remember, there's always a reason to smile.